everybody else is off. But without further ado, let's get into it. I'm going to just read off 30 through 21 of our averaged out power rankings, and then we can discuss those. And let's get into it. So number 30, we have the Timberwolves. This one was it was close between 30 and 29, but yeah, the Timberwolves at 30. 29, we had the Detroit Pistons. Number 28, we have the Charlotte Hornets. 27, Memphis Grizzlies. 26, Washington Wizards. 25, we got the San Antonio Spurs. 24, Chicago Bulls. 23, the Oklahoma City Thunder. 22, the Toronto Raptors. And at number 21, the Dallas Mavericks.
Wow.
So there's our
Mavericks at 21. Dang.
And I'll tell you why. It's because I have them at 26.
You're really off Luka. I mean, I have him at 7. I have him at 16, and I thought I was being kind of harsh.
I'm
sure
I have him
at 16 as well.
I'm sure 26 is harsh for them, but the way I see it, I mean, they have 2 wins.
What you see is you look at their wins and losses, and you say, okay, they're 3 and 4.
But when I look at it, I look at the Clippers was an impressive win, but after that, like they lost to the Hornets, who are not good. They lost to the Bulls, who are not very good either. So I think they did win tonight, and like I always have to remind you, my power rankings, I make them in the mornings, so I don't incorporate games from tonight. But yes, I don't know. I just feel like
the Timberwolves at 30. No way.
Yeah, nah.
2 and 4. They won their first 2 games of the season. Karl-Anthony Towns gets out with a finger or some kind of hand injury, and he's out for like a week. He'll be back in about a couple games. They were 2-0 with him, and now they're 0-4 without him. That's not number 30.
Well, here's the thing. So I actually have them the highest at 27.
Okay, yeah, I guess.
Seth has them at 28. Drew has them at 29. That averaged them to be the number 30.
The Pistons are the clear worst team in the league. I'm sorry.
Well, right now, I
brought that up? Because I had the Pistons at 30.
Yes, so
Me too.
I brought them up. I
well.
have them at 22.
What?
22? Wait, you have 7, 8,
the Pistons, and here's why. Because when I look at their losses, outside of losing to the Timberwolves, they've only lost to good teams. And by the way, they did beat Boston.
No, they lost to Boston by 1.
No, the Pistons beat Boston.
They also lost to Boston.
Yes, they lost to Boston by 1 and beat them in the first game.
Yeah, but how do you have
who is their other losses
behind them when they lost to the Timberwolves? If you go to wins and losses.
I'm not going by wins and that's not what I rank my teams on. I don't rank them by wins and losses.
Honestly, I feel bad for your Pistons fan. Your rebuild's not really going as well as you hoped. I mean, you're gonna probably get Cade Cunningham, which is kind of big, and he will start your rebuild. But Blake Griffin, you're just overpaying that man so much money to brick threes, brick shots. I mean, I don't know what you're doing wrong. You're just doing everything wrong over there. You're the worst team in the NBA by far.
Wow, harsh words from Seth.
I want to say it's by far. I took the liberty.
I think most Pistons fans would agree with me. I'm sorry, but
I took the liberty of looking.
And who knows? I mean, yes, Drew.
I took the liberty of looking at some other lists just because I wanted to see what other people had to, not make sure that because I haven't been watching every single team. I'm not gonna lie. And they did have the Timberwolves at 30, so I don't know. I don't think that's as big of a deal as what Seth is making it to be. But I do agree in the fact that the Pistons are probably the worst team.
And who knows? I mean, when I look at their schedule, the Pistons, their schedule, it's still pretty difficult. So it's hard for me to know.
You can't really look at schedules in the NBA. Every team has a tough schedule.
No, that's not true. That's not true.
Yes, it is.
The Lakers have had such an easy schedule.
But throughout the whole year, every team has a tough schedule.
No, but I'm looking at their next week of games. They play the Bucks twice, the Suns, the Jazz, and then the Bucks again.
Yeah,
those are all hard teams. Those are all hard teams.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. So if they lose all 5 of those games, that still doesn't necessarily convince me they're the worst team in the NBA. Just because
they're going to lose all the games, and
after that they get a little easier. The Wizards, Heat twice, and then Hawks and Rockets.
You don't understand. In the NBA, you play. You don't understand. In the NBA, you play 72 games. You're supposed to get. You have to get upset wins if you want to actually do anything.
I understand that.
You can't just lose to the bad teams to beat the good teams. You're not a good team if you do that.
Seth, I understand that, but all I'm saying is that Seth.
No, you don't.
I do. Yes, I do. Okay, Seth, let me talk.
I'm not talking, okay? If you want to talk.
So I think I do understand this concept. It's not that hard to me. When all they have lost to is good teams, that means that maybe they will, once they start playing bad teams, they beat the bad teams, maybe then they're average, right?
And to be fair, this is kind of an irrelevant topic, so let's move on to 20.
Yeah, we got to move
Levi,
on.
Levi.
Sorry, Cody,
Levi.
we got to, what?
Levi.
What?
Beating bad.
If you beat the bad teams and lose to good teams, then you're an average team.
And that means, yeah, that means that you're not going to do anything as an average team doing that.
But you're saying they're the worst team, and I'm saying no. Wait, maybe they're average. So that's all I'm trying to say. I'm not saying the Pistons are making the playoffs. I'm just saying I think they're better than the worst. At least right now, I haven't seen them lose to any bad teams. They've only lost to good teams. So, anyways, yes. So you have your opinion that you think they're the worst. And that's okay. You can think that. And right now, I disagree. So, anyways, next 10. Oh, never mind. The recording's back. Okay. So I'm not really sure what happened there. Do you guys hear me?
I can't hear you.
Do you hear me now?
No, we
Yeah.
do.
Yes.
So I'm not really sure what happened there, but
Go to 20.
yeah, we're gonna
20,
go back.
20,
We're gonna
20.
go to the next 20 through 11. So here we go. Number 20, we have the Orlando Magic. 19, New Orleans Pelicans. 18, the New York Knicks. 17, Sacramento Kings. 16, Atlanta Hawks. 15, Houston Rockets. 14, Golden State Warriors. 13, Cleveland Cavaliers. 12, Denver Nuggets. And at 11, we have the Miami Heat. So there's your 20 through 11. I think it's pretty reasonable. Maybe you can make an argument to move some teams up and down, but for the most part, most of those teams I think
Alright.
are supposed to be there.
Like, okay, you got to tell me, like, where the teams are at.
I just said them. You need to tell me again?
I mean, you can't really talk to just name the list them all in order and then move on.
Okay, number 20, the Magic. 19, Pelicans.
That's way too low. I mean, that's still kind of low for a 4-2 team. 20, I think they're a top 16 team.
All right. Yeah, and like I said, there's an argument to move them up and down.
Ahead of the Magic.
Then we have the Kings at 18. Or no,
Kings are not
Knicks at 18, Kings at 17.
better than the Magic.
So you're really
Not a good
cutting
team.
out right
They're gonna
now.
be an average to below average team.
Yeah, I mean, and that could happen. That could happen,
Is
certainly.
that-
Right now, it looks like the Magic to me are not very good either. I've completely reversed on the Magic. The last time I thought they were the second best. Seth, we're not getting anything that you're saying.
One, and they lose 2 games.
Well,
My big thing.
Well, I think what
about
Seth is
this
trying
list
to-
I have the Golden State.
yeah,
I have the Golden State Warriors at 8, which I think is by far the highest.
What?
And that is because Stephen Curry is back, ladies and gentlemen. He's looking like last game 62 points. Obviously beat his record for the most points in a game, and I think
This is
what. And
This team is an average team at 8.
Well, that's because they have Steph Curry, and I'm so high in Curry. I think he's a top 20 player ever. That's just my opinion.
and at
He's
least
the best
at least
No, you can be
Seth-
high on Curry,
Seth,
but how are you
Seth,
going to put them at 8?
At least I'm not like
Because he's
Drew
32
and
years
grade by
old. He has a lot to
players.
play for. And I think that Levi, he has scored 62 points. I think he has something to prove this year. He played against Dame Lillard, who lots of people think are the number 1 point guard in the league, and he proved that he's the number 1 point guard in the league. I don't think that's. I mean, it is obviously debatable, but to me, Steph Curry
Everyone
is
knows
the
that Stephen Curry's the number 1 point guard in the league.
Lots of people said Dame Lillard was.
No one's
Lots-
arguing with that at all. Everyone knows that.
I would
That's
agree
not
that
true.
Stephen Curry
Who
is the
says
best.
that?
A bunch of people said Dame Lillard was number 1 going into the year. What are you talking about? Did you watch any of the sports shows? So many of them said Dame Lillard was number 1 because Steph Curry has been obviously playing enough. I just really, really think that the Golden State Warriors are going to surprise a bunch of people because when Steph Curry's hot, they're unstoppable. They're like they could beat any player on any given night if Stephen Curry is shooting the ball well. He made 105 threes in practice in a row. I just think he's hot at the right time, and 2 people left. So you want to continue, Levi?
Yeah, so I guess I'll get into so I guess Seth's coming back out. Just bad connection. That's been a problem all night, unfortunately for us. So now we're getting into numbers 10 through. Oh, and Cody's gone too. What do you know? Now we're getting into numbers 10 through 6. So at number 10 we have the the Brooklyn Nets. Then at number 9 the Portland Trailblazers. At number 8 the Milwaukee Bucks. 7 the Boston Celtics, and at number 6 the Utah Jazz.
All right, number 10 was the Brooklyn Nets. That's fine. I mean, they're 3-4, but like I said last week, Kevin Durant has played in their 4 losses. Kevin Durant has not been in 3 of those games. Yes, he's now out for 4 weeks due to COVID-19. Due to COVID-19 restrictions. But
Yeah.
Cody, no, just go get back on your device.
I can't.
Yes, you can.
Unfortunately, Cody is having very bad connection issues, and so I'm sorry about that, Cody, but there's no room for 3 of us in this hotel room. Drew, what are your thoughts on 10 through 6? I'll give you what. This is my big issue with it, is that the Trailblazers at 9 is too low, in my opinion.
No, that is actually too high. The Blazers are a 6-7.
I have the Trailblazers at 15.
They're 3-3. I have them at 12. I mean, they have 3 wins, and then they beat the Lakers. They got destroyed by the Clippers. They beat the Rockets. They beat the Warriors once, and they got not blown out by the Warriors, but
Yeah, I was only like 20 points, I think.
it was like an 18-point game, but it was 6 points with left. So
Yeah. Where's the 76ers of this? Where's the 76ers?
Haven't come yet.
Haven't come yet. Okay, that's good. I don't have much to say here.
Brooklyn Nets, they can turn it around. They're definitely still a top 10 team, and they still might be one of the best teams in the Eastern
You had the
Conference.
Nets at what, 4, Seth, last week?
Last week I had them at 2. This week I had them at like 9.
You guys had them at 9. I dropped them down to 10 I'm surprised that from me having them at 18, that only dropped them from 9 to 10.
Well, having them at 18 is kind of low.
Yeah, I get that.
Once
it's
again,
low.
you look at just the record. And
No,
you saw 3 and
I did
4.
not.
Well,
No, that's not true.
what is true?
I look at
When
which
Steelers
teams.
lost without Kevin Durant,
No,
how's that?
Seth. I look at which teams they beat and which teams they lost to. That's what I look at. I don't look at record, right? That's a myth. He thinks I look at record. I don't.
That's
I
a
look at
myth.
which team they
Last
beat
week's pretty dumb then.
and which team
But
they
yes,
lost
but when
to.
you lose the games, when Kevin Durant isn't playing, and when he is playing, you're not blowing teams out, but you're beating teams.
Well, if Kevin Durant can't play every other game, then they're gonna go what? They're gonna go have a 500 record.
Like when it's in crunch time down the stretch, he's going to play every game.
Yeah, okay. And
You
when
don't
that
seem
happens,
to
I'll lift
actually
them up.
know much about the
And
NBA,
when that
buddy.
happens, well, I don't. I've already admitted that. And when he starts playing more than every team, then I'll probably move them up. But for now, I have them at 18. I'm sure they'll climb.
Kyrie Irving is playing like the best point guard in the NBA. Like stat-wise, he is the best point guard.
Yeah.
But Stephen
And
Curry.
Steph Curry's better, but yeah.
No, but
All right.
stat-wise,
All right,
he is
so-
the
Steph
best.
Curry dropped
We have to move on. We really do have to move on.
61,
Getting into the top 5 now. So at number 5, the Indiana Pacers.
62.
Wow.
And then at number
Pacers?
4,
Pacers are 10.
this is probably a shocker to you guys, but the Lakers are at 4. Okay.
What?
Okay.
At
Okay.
3, we have the 76ers. Number 2.
Yeah. Joel Embiid MVP, you know.
The Phoenix Suns.
Oh
And
my
at number
God.
1, the Los
There's some
Angeles
serious
Clippers.
problems with this, Levi. First off, I know you brought the Lakers down. You
Yes,
put them
I
at
did.
18.
Nope, no, I did not. I put them at 14.
14, still.
14? What is wrong with you?
And who have they beaten?
Levi, we
They
don't
haven't
care
been-
who they beat
Well,
then.
that's what I care about.
So you're just dumb.
I care about who they've beaten. I need to see a
Yes.
quality win.
Levi
did-
wants his show to be professional, and then he puts the
This
Lakers
is-
at 14.
Spurs, the Grizzlies. Oh, look at the
Oh.
Grizzlies, the Spurs, the Mavericks. Oh, they've beaten up on bad teams.
Yes, and when you're a good team,
Congratulations.
when you're a good team, you beat down the bad teams,
But
and you're
they-
going to start
but
winning.
You're
Haven't
dumb.
beaten
They've
the
only
good ones
played
yet.
2 good teams. They're still
And they're
5-2. They're not number
Yes,
14.
yes. So Seth, here's my deal with them. Once they beat a good team, I'll move them up.
This is dumb. You should be like, once they keep losing to bad teams, you move them down. You don't.
No,
When they're like, when you
that's not my philosophy. You
Wait,
gotta
Levi.
win. They
So
haven't shown
if-
us that
it's
yet.
actually ridiculous.
What
Levi, what makes you
What
think
is
that
that?
LeBron
Don't
James
move
is
them up,
going to
but I'm
be
not-
the 14th best team
I
in
don't
the
have
NBA?
the insider knowledge about all the players that you do, so I can't judge a team and look at
You
it.
don't know who LeBron
Oh, Levi.
James is? You don't know who LeBron
Levi.
James is?
I know
Insider
LeBron
information.
I'm not just gonna look at a roster and say this team should be good, so therefore I'm putting them at 1.
Levi.
Levi,
If they
hold on
went-
1 second.
If they went
Yep, that team
82-0,
can have some bench.
if they went 72-0, if they went
They're
72-0,
going to win games.
I agree, they are
They're
gonna
going to
win.
win.
And they-
I wanna
stars
see
are
Levi,
best, and they're
I-
gonna start
if they
winning
went,
games. They
Okay.
played 2 good teams.
Yes, and when they start winning, I'll move them up.
So Levi, if a team
But
went
Levi, do you
perfect
think LeBron
and didn't
James
lose a
is gonna
game,
let them be the
and
14th
half
best
of their
team in the NBA?
games
I'm not sure
were
what you guys
not
are
good
saying. You guys are talking
wins.
to each other. I can't hear.
He's trying to say
Okay.
that if a team went undefeated, but half of their wins were against bad teams, you put them in the middle of the
No,
pack.
I would not.
Yes, you would.
No, no,
Yes,
no.
That's your logic. That's your logic.
How would that mean middle of the pack? If they have no losses, they would be at the very top of the pack, obviously. But
Can I
right,
say my thing really quickly?
Right now, they have not
Levi.
had.
Their wins are
Levi.
quality.
Levi, do you think
What?
LeBron James is going to allow the Lakers to be the 14th best team in the NBA? No way.
And move on.
No.
Move down the list to the number 2 Suns. Let me guess, that was you again.
That was me. I have the Suns at number 1. I think they're the
my
best team in the
goodness.
NBA right now. Right now. I'm not saying overall they're the best roster. No, the Lakers, I agree, have a better
Then
roster.
why put them at 14?
I'm saying right now. These are right now power rankings. Right now. Right now. The Lakers are not as good as the Suns.
So you're just doing your
The
power
Suns I have at 4, so I'm not as mad
I'm
about
saying
that as the
at
Lakers
this
at
moment-
You don't think
14.
they're a better team, but you think the Suns are better than them.
At this moment, I think the Suns are better than them.
How do you know the Lakers are a better team?
Because
That makes
if
no
you
sense.
look at the
The Lakers
roster,
are better, but the Suns are
I'm saying,
ahead.
if you look at the roster, but look, who have the Suns? The Suns have beaten the Kings, who've started off pretty well. They beat the Jazz, who started off pretty well. They have lost one game, or they lost 2 games. The Kings, which is I can see why the Kings have been doing good, and the Clippers, who are the best team.
So how do you have the
as
Suns ahead
according
of the
to our
Clippers
power
then? How
rankings.
do you have the Suns ahead of the
No,
Clippers?
no, I'm saying in our power rankings combined. I think the Suns are better than the Clippers.
That's what I'm saying.
because
How
the
do
Clippers-
you have the Suns ahead of the Clippers?
The reason
Clippers have
the
the
reason
same
that
record
I
and they
do.
beat them.
Here's why. Because the
Yes,
Clippers
they lost
by
to the
50.
Mavericks.
They
Wow,
lost-
big
no, They
deal.
lost by 50 to a 2-4 team. That's why I put the Clippers behind the Suns.
You know the Mavericks are still a good team, Levi.
Do I?
Yes, you do.
Really?
Or at least you should if you know anything about the NBA.
Well, I put them at 26, so I don't think.
Yeah, obviously you don't know anything about the NBA.
No, I look at which teams.
Luka is going to get that team to the playoffs. No way Luka isn't going to the playoffs this year.
Well, so far, when
So
you
far,
lost
that
to the
team is still
Hornets,
going
the
to the
Bulls. Okay, start beating the bad teams.
You're
then.
you're the opposite of you in the NFL. This week you're like, you see a good team that loses a couple games to start the season, and you're like, 14 for the Lakers because they lost 2.
No, not because they lost 2, because they can't beat. No, because they
Gosh.
haven't beat any good teams yet. That's what I'm
Ridiculous.
saying.
You are ridiculous.
And
And 76 at 3.
Like I said, I'm admitting this. Don't know as much
Shut
about the NBA.
76 at 3. That's fine. Where were they
But
the
Levi, to me, an overreaction would be
Bucks were
having the
at 7,
Lakers at
Bucks
4.
Bucks were
You
at
have the Lakers at 14. What the heck?
Hold on, go back to that list. You had 76 at 3.
And I think that just proves that I don't care about record because they are 5-2.
Hey guys, let's move on. Let's move on. Let's move on.
Sixers
Let's move on.
at 7, Sixers at number 3. That's fair. I mean, they're 6-2, beating teams that they should. Yeah, they lost a couple to the teams that they should beat, but they're still looking like a great team. And where'd you guys have the Celtics at?
The Celtics ended up at number 7. Okay, so the Bucks were at 8.
Bucks were at 8.
Yeah,
That's
Bucks
still
were
kind of low. I mean, Celtics are 5-3, Bucks are 4-3, and then number 2 was Suns. Number 1 was the Clippers, 5-2 Clippers. That's fair.
I mean, you have to agree the Clippers at number 1 is not bad, right?
I mean, no,
There's an
that's
argument
fine.
to be made that the Clippers
That's
are better
fine.
than the Lakers.
I like the top 4. The Pacers should definitely not be there. It should be the Milwaukee Bucks or the Boston Celtics
Okay.
or the Utah Jazz.
So all
So
that.
how the Pacers get at 5? Levi put them at like number 2.
But it was your Lakers at 14. I was talking about you.